All right, guys, welcome to ASZA. With me here again is Mr. Gazier. Mr. Gazier, how you doing?
I'm good.
I know it's a great time now to be an Arsenal fan. What a time! I know, right? Everybody has been buzzing since our win against Manchester United on Sunday, and I think now even the doubters are beginning to believe that we can actually win the league.
Yeah, everybody is believing right now. Even the thing is, Arsenal fans have been the last set of people to believe actually, because
Yeah,
most um, fans of other clubs or supporters of other clubs have already started believing before now. So we are the last set of people to actually believe. Me, I still have some small doubts.
anyways, yeah, I believe. My belief is enough for two of us. All right, so but today we are going to be talking about some other things. So I think at this point of the season, everybody has played at least 19 games. Yeah, so we've come to the halfway point of the season. So we are just going to be ranking um, the award system and getting the best young players, best manager so far, So we are going to be talking about that. And so yeah, I have a list here. So we're going to be talking about the young player of the season so far, player of the season so far, the best player of the season, the best signing of the season so far, the worst signing of the season so far, and of course the manager of the season so far. Yeah, so let's just go. We're going to start with the young player of the season so far. So the young player of the season so far, we're looking at players aged 21
And
and
below.
below. Yes. So
Okay.
I have two people nominated. I don't. You can also nominate someone, but then we would have to agree on who is the best player. So I have Michael Olise from Crystal Palace and Bukayo Saka from Arsenal.
Okay. I have just Bukayo Saka actually.
Okay. So
Yes, for me it's just Bukayo. There's for me it's undisputed.
yeah, I think it's a no-brainer, right? He's actually
He's undisputed. Michael Olise is absolutely phenomenal.
yeah,
But he hasn't. He's not at the level of a Saka,
Saka.
and he hasn't done it consistently. Saka has been around for 3-4 seasons now, so and then he has done it, consistently at the
Yeah.
top level. So, it's, for me, it's undisputed.
Yeah, and
Bukayo
and, and
Saka.
and so far, even this season, his numbers speaks for him.
Oh no,
Yeah, so
his numbers are absolutely,
it's crazy. 7 goals and 7 assists
yeah,
only in the Premier League
yeah.
already, and for a kid that young, I mean,
He's so mature. Like
yeah,
when you see him play, he plays like an absolute adult, like someone in his peak, and he hasn't even gotten to his prime yet in football, and he's that good already. So it's undisputed.
yeah. Okay, so next we're going to be going to the best player of the season so far, and I'm sure this one, this one is going to split several opinions. I'm sure different people watching have different.
Best player of the season so far.
Yes. So I have
Premier League, right?
Yeah, Premier League, just Premier League. I have on my nominations Martin Odegaard, Marcus Rashford, Erling Haaland, De Bruyne, and Bruno Guimaraes.
For me, it's between Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of consistency and numbers put together. Odegaard has consistency, performance, and also has numbers.
Yeah.
He's the highest goal scorer as now.
Yeah,
at the
8
moment.
goals. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a midfielder, and he has, I think, 5 or 6 assists to thereabouts.
Yeah.
I can't please. I think it should be 6, including the one at
Old Trafford.
Emirates. No, at the
Okay,
Emirates.
Emirates. Yeah, I don't know if that one was actually given.
Yeah, it was given.
As
It was given as
assist.
his assist.
So
Yeah.
if it was, then that's 6 assists.
So that should be 6 assists,
and 8
goals. That's phenomenal. And Haaland
24
smashing the
goals.
record. Oh my god.
24 goals in
God.
how many games? That's more goals than games he has played already.
So for me, anyone you pick is good by me. If you pick Erling Haaland, I'm good. If you pick Martin Odegaard, I'm good. Okay. Rashford, okay. he's definitely got a shout, but I think Martin Odegaard and Haaland are just, I think, a
Above.
level or a step above Marcus Rashford. And he was kept quiet during the Arsenal game, at some point. So I mean, Rashford, you mean?
No, but his goal was an absolute belter.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the only thing he was able to do during the game. He wasn't much of a threat after that time,
Yeah,
especially when
Tomiyasu
Ben
came
White
on.
was taken off, and then Tomiyasu went in place of Ben White. Tomiyasu completely nullified the threat of Rashford. He was,
Yeah,
but that's not. But that apart, he's just slightly below Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard.
yeah, and he's
In short,
actually a
as a
guy
matter
on
of fact, I'll
form.
still put Saka above him.
Oh wow, that's a huge. Anyways, okay, so I personally, I know normally, if you give it to Haaland, no one would argue. If you give it to the guy, I think some people will still be like, but
So you know
yes,
what? Let's give
Haaland.
it to Haaland.
But I personally want to give it to Odegaard.
No,
Not
no, no,
not
no,
because I'm an
no.
Arsenal fan,
But that's
but
it's
because
going to be
no,
perceived as a
no,
bias
the
right
reason
now.
here's my reasoning though. Haaland is doing it in a Man City team that is filled with so much creativity.
Yeah.
Like we already knew what we're going to get from Haaland.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, maybe nobody predicted he was going to get this amount of goals
Yeah.
at this point, but everybody knew Haaland was already a goal scoring machine before he came to Man City, and you came and you put him in a Man City team that just feeds him chances. So he was always going to score a ridiculous amount of goals. But whereas Odegaard has really grabbed Arsenal, has really taken Arsenal and
everything
put them
Arsenal
and
does,
everything. Yeah.
Everything Arsenal does passes through Martin
Yes.
Odegaard.
And you look at
once it comes to the attack. So the funny thing for me here is I hear people say, "Oh, how will Arsenal cope if an injury occurs to Thomas Partey?" I'm actually worried about an injury to Odegaard
more than
more than a Thomas Partey, because everything, the attack, the fluidity of the attack,
the hub of
the
our
pace,
creativity,
the
is
press,
Odegaard.
everything starts from him.
Yes.
And I just feel like it's not going to be the same thing without him.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. Like I said, anyone goes for me, but just for the sake of the public, I would say we should do
Haaland.
Erling Haaland. So
anyways, just so you know, I have not to support. I think Odegaard is the best player so far, but we'll just give it to
even
Haaland.
on ESPN, he was mentioned as arguably the best player in the Premier League. I mean, Martin Odegaard right now. So
so you see, some other people share my thoughts. But anyways, guys, let's see your own comments below. Who's your best player so far? Let's see. Then okay, moving on. We have the best signing so far. Yes, and of course we have Haaland, Gabriel Jesus, Casemiro from Manchester United, who has been the better signing.
Well, I'll still put based on recent happenings, I'll still put Zinchenko in that list.
Okay, you're Zinchenko. Oh yeah, that's actually a good shout.
Because Zinchenko, if you ask Manchester City fans, they are among the players they let go, their biggest regret is Zinchenko all day long. He's a total warrior. The guy is
and what he
a
adds,
machine.
Oh God.
Against Manchester United, he had the highest number of touches.
Yes,
more than any other player on the pitch. He was everywhere.
He was literally everywhere.
He's such a strong leader. Odegaard is a leader by being the captain, but vocally, the person that carries the team, the person that does the talking, is Zinchenko. And but
it's so crazy. Like Haaland's numbers are crazy. Like you cannot just. Sometimes I feel like we should just remove Haaland from all these categories. Just keep him.
You know what? Let's just go Haaland.
Haaland, no, but it has to be Haaland. But I think
if Jesus was fit and was firing as at now,
yes,
I'm sure it would have been a close one between both of them.
Yeah, because Jesus and Zinchenko
they took Arsenal to another level entirely.
Yes.
It's the same Arsenal team that finished fifth, but just bringing in those two people moved Arsenal from Europa League spots to a title contending spot. So that's massive.
I heard something.
So if you're going to go by their contribution, then you're going to have to go Jesus or Zinchenko.
Yeah, I heard something where Zinchenko was some news during the week after the Man U game. Zinchenko was saying that when he first came, that people were the lads were thinking about finishing third
Yeah,
or
yeah,
fourth,
no,
and he
they were
was
thinking
like
about finishing in Champions League
Champions
spot.
League spot, and he was
You know,
like, no, that you have to
think of the
about finishing
title,
winning the
winning
title
the
and all.
title.
And that's the kind, that's what we're talking
If you
about,
check
the
their clips
mentality.
online, you see where he's rallying the players, he's talking
Yeah.
to them. But you know what? But you know what? Considering the price as well,
Yeah,
I may as well go Zinchenko,
you know that's
because a left back of his quality and ability and leadership skills in today's markets would go for nothing less than 60 to 70 million pounds.
true.
How much did Kukurea go for?
Over 60.
He's nowhere near Zinchenko's class.
Never.
How much did Ben Chilwell go for? He's nowhere near Zinchenko. We can keep naming, and we can keep naming left backs, or that are, or left full backs, but none of them are near his class.
Yes.
And yet, how much did we buy him again? Was
About
it
32
30 million pounds thereabout? So that's
about.
an absolute steal for a player like that. So considering the price and what he brings to the table,
Yeah.
I could still go for Alexander Zinchenko.
Yeah.
I think for me, that's what I'll go for.
Zinchenko. Wow.
Yes.
Also considering their inputs both off and on the pitch. Of course, Haaland, it's hard to look outside him because of the amount of goals he scored. But like I said earlier when we were talking about the
but you know what? Haaland was bought for 60 odd million thereabouts.
It was actually relatively not that expensive compared to what they spent for some other
but okay. But I still maintain my Zinchenko. Yes.
Okay, so we agree.
Plus, considering the crisis that Man City are in right now,
yes, and
without him, see his contribution is immense compared to the price. Those are the two factors I'm putting together,
and also what he gives on the pitch,
both on and off the pitch.
So I'd have to go with him. Zinchenko, it is. So still tell us. I know a lot of people will not support this, but I mean that's our opinion. Entitled to yours. So let's just move on. Worst signing of the season. I'm sure we can name a lot, but we have a few. We have Darwin Nunez, we have Kukurea, we have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and we have Anthony.
There's Kalidou Koulibaly.
Koulibaly.
Yeah, so we can do that too. But I think for this there's a whole lot to pick from. Okay, you know what?
We also have to consider their price.
Yes, that's what I was about to give. Let's do. I was going to say, but sometimes I feel like it's unfair to consider their price because they didn't place those price tags on themselves. The clubs in which where they're coming from put that amount of pressure on them. So, but anyway, it is what it is. So, those clubs put that price on them because of the ability they felt that those players in particular had.
Okay.
So at the top of my head, I could say Anthony because of 100 million. I could also say Darwin Nunez. It was 80 million euros or thereabout. Yeah. Was it 80 million euros or 80 million pounds?
80 million pounds.
Then we can still do. I could still throw Kukurea in there.
Yeah, but another thing we could also consider is some of these players actually have demonstrated that they can probably with time they might be able to get glimpses of but some of them have just been outright have not offered. So you also have to put that into consideration when we are finally deciding.
Okay, if we're going to go by that, Darwin Nunez have actually shown.
Yeah,
he's a fighter. He's just I would say a bit shy in front of goal as of now.
Yeah, for now he's misfiring.
But every other thing he does well.
I don't think he's the worst signing.
So irrespective of the price. That brings us to Anthony. And Kukurea. Okay. I would say Anthony.
Okay.
Because of the hype he came with. And then at the same time, when I watch that guy play, he's so annoying. He's so one way in the way he plays. I know Manchester United fans are going to get at me for this, but that's just the truth. He's even worse than Pepe. He's worse than Pepe. Pepe is much more skillful than him. So Pepe may not be able to go to his right, but can use his dribbling skill and ability to beat you and move on. Anthony cannot dribble past the player. And then the moment you The moment you try to um, get close to his left foot, the moment you block his left foot from functioning, he's destabilized. So what he does, Anthony plays, is either he's playing sideways or backwards. So he's playing sideways when you give him the chance to cut in. So he's going this way and trying to then get a shot on goal. Or then when he's not, when there's no chance for him to go sideways, he's going backwards.
For me, I feel
So for me, that's you can't do that in Premier League. If he doesn't improve his game, man, I don't see him. It's just a matter of time.
yeah,
He's going to be sold, or he's just going to go down the pecking order in Manchester United.
yeah, because I feel he just came with so much hype, and I've really taken time to watch his game, and there's really nothing to for me to feel like
Yeah,
that
this is
hype.
spectacular.
Yeah, there's
You know,
nothing.
okay, we can compare with other players in his position.
Just position.
If Anthony went for 100 million, then Saka should be going for 200.
Of course, Saka
Because-
is 2 times the player.
Yeah, because you cannot predict Bukayo Saka. He can go any way.
Yeah.
You might try to go in on his left foot, and then he goes he goes direct, he goes right, he goes this way, and then
I think he's even
make
one
it
of
pass.
the worst right wingers in the league. Even
Anthony, yeah.
other right
So,
wingers have been.
Bukayo Saka can do it either way. He can either dribble
Bukayo
past
Saka-
you,
Bukayo
he
Saka
can
is
go
too
this
much
way, he
for
can
him,
cut
sir.
in, he can go direct, he can do anything. You don't even know what he's going to do. So check. Luke Shaw was practically, on his pants against. Like he didn't know he didn't know how to deal with Saka, because you get too close to him, he might dribble past you. You go to his left, he might go to your right.
You
go to
give-
the right,
you
he
give
might
him
go to the left.
space.
So you don't even know what to do to
Exactly.
to stop him. So it's just like the Arjen Robben of this world. That's the kind of player I like in Bukayo Saka too.
Okay, so we'll still move on.
So we go Anthony, right?
Yeah, Anthony.
so-
Anthony for me, because of the price and what he's giving. Of course,
The
yes.
Brazilian high.
Of course, Aubameyang is a very bad signing. Koulibaly is also a very bad signing.
Aubameyang is older,
Yes,
and
and that's the
moreover,
reason why you
has
can-
done it in the Premier League some years
before.
ago.
Yes,
And it was relatively brought next to nothing as
Yes,
regards the
cheap.
price tag. So that's
you
fine.
can't put him above Anthony. Anthony for me is
Mm.
the worst so far. So before we come to the end of this aspect, the manager of the season so far. Of course, a lot of managers have been very, very good this season alone.
Okay.
Yeah, so far we have Thomas Frank, we have Eddie Howe, we have Marco Silva, and of course Mikel Arteta.
You still have Ten Hag in there.
And Ten Hag, yes.
I will put Ten Hag in there.
And Ten Hag. So who do you think has been the standout manager for the past 19-20 games?
I'll say Mikel Arteta.
Of course,
Not because I'm an Arsenal fan.
yeah, but I think it's a
Of course,
no-brainer.
I just threw Ten Hag in there, but the results speak for itself. And first of all, this is his first job as a manager. He was an assistant manager at
City.
Manchester City.
Yeah.
So then, and secondly, like I said, the results speak for itself. You can see what he has achieved so far. You can see, for every game, he's so intelligent. His intelligence, his ability to read the game is on another level. And something I've noticed about him is he rarely makes the same mistake twice.
Yeah, that's actually one.
He rarely makes the same mistake twice. You see the game against United, the first leg, he didn't make that mistake the last time.
Yeah.
So his intelligence, his calmness, his passion, on the touchline, even though people have criticized, his
Antics.
but he's just,
just very passionate.
nobody expected him to have carried Arsenal to this level. Yeah, even though some people believed in Mikel Arteta and believed in the project, but nobody in this
No one
world,
expected
nobody
Arsenal would be 5 points clear.
saw him at this point, or some Arsenal at this point. So just for that fact, he's I'll go with Mikel Arteta for that. Just those reasons I've given you.
Yeah, but I know some other people would. I personally also support Arteta, but some other people would say, "How can you say Arteta? What of Eddie Howe?" I mean, Newcastle this time last year were practically close to the relegation. In short, they were in relegation zone. They were like almost 19th or thereabout, and Eddie Howe came in, and 1 year after they are in challenging for the top 4, best defense in the league.
Yes.
Only lost 1 game. They've played almost all the big teams. They've only lost 1. The one they lost was just to Liverpool. It's the dying minute.
Arsenal have only lost 1 game as well.
Yes, and I think that's where
And
Mikel Arteta stands out.
aside that, Arsenal, Eddie Howe is a great coach. I think he's a good shout as well. But when it comes to also grooming young players, when it comes to bringing young players, as at now, there's no better coach or better manager in the league that can do that. If not at Mikel, they can do that better than Mikel Arteta right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to grooming young players, and then see what see what he has done with Eddie Nketiah in recent times.
Yeah, Eddie.
So the record just speaks for Mikel
Yeah,
Arteta at the moment.
I think Ateta is actually, because on another thing we also have
Eddie
to
has
look
been a
at
manager for
for a
years,
while,
much more
yeah.
than Arteta has been. So he's more experienced. But Arteta just came in, and the Arsenal job is a difficult job.
That was a very big and difficult job.
It's like being an assistant coach for Manchester City right now, and then becoming the coach for a 2021 2021 Manchester United squad
Oh,
that
okay.
was that terrible.
Yeah. Or this season's Chelsea team.
Or this is you get such a big job.
It
So
was,
and
it was a really
he has it's not, and like I said, it's not even just on the pitch, off the pitch. Arteta has transformed the culture in the Emirates.
yeah.
Cesc Fabregas came out some days ago and was talking about how everything has changed in the Emirates. He alluded to the fact that you should get everything on the training ground and everything, and then the people that work there told him that it's 90% Arteta's doing. The facilities, even some of the pep talks that they put on the wall.
Yeah.
So many things have changed, the culture, so he has totally transformed the relationship between the fans and the players. He has totally transformed. Like, his achievements can be compared next to none as at now.
Okay, another thing I just wanted to also add is, yes, Thomas Frank has had a good season. Eddie Howe has had a good season.
Marco Silva
has a good. Ten Hag has had a good season. So far, nobody actually expected Man U to be in the top four. Actually, especially after they lost their first two games.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, Man U, no. But he has really tried and has really brought Man U up. But Mikel Arteta, 19 games, 16 wins. I mean, we talk about for
50 points
for all the good work Eddie Howe has done. He has drawn a lot of games. I think up to 8 or 9 games.
Yeah.
He has drawn. But Arteta has won 16 games. He has won Manchester United, he has won Tottenham, he has won Liverpool, he has won Chelsea, he has won Tottenham again.
Yes,
and other teams. So really,
so let me just throw another stat in there. So Arsenal has more points now than the Invincibles had when they were at the stage.
Yes.
And the Invincibles were second at this stage of the season.
Yes.
And they were 47 points. Yeah. So Arsenal has 50 right now. So, like I said, the record just speaks for Mikel Arteta right now.
Yeah, so I think we all agree Mikel Arteta should be our manager of the season so far. So let's know your thoughts in there. Like the video, comment, let us know what your own thoughts are. Who is your best player of the season so far? Who is the best young player of the season? Who is the best signing of the season? Who is the worst signing of the season? And last but not the least, who is the manager of the season so far? Thank you guys for sticking with us. One day!